How do you balance acquiring new customers and your retention when trying to scale in the e-commerce world? If you're in the world of e-commerce, you probably already know that using the right marketing tactics is crucial to your growth and success. But have you ever wondered why some of your marketing efforts deliver results whilst others seem to fall flat? With most medium and small business owners, it all comes down to picking the right marketing strategies that match your goals. For example, the marketing campaigns for a brand looking to improve customer loyalty will look very different from those seeking new customers. That's because different goals equate to different strategies, and understanding how to pick the right tactic can seriously make or break results. My name is Arsalan, founder of AKM-Media. We help scale, grow profitably, and invest in the e-com businesses that we love. Now, having done over 300 million in spend on Meta over the last couple of years, it's fair to say we have seen a lot. In this video, we're answering the biggest FAQs brand owners have about creating winning marketing tactics, plus highlighting the best e-commerce marketing strategies you can use to supercharge your results. And if you stick around to the end, we even have a little bit of a bonus to give you if you're trying to scale your e-commerce business right now. So first of all, in this video, I'm going to cover what is merchandising and why does it matter in marketing. I'm also going to go over the 2 e-commerce growth strategies, picking the right path dependent on your goals, which will also cover the acquisition revenue for new customers and then retention revenue. After that, we'll be diving into how to create a framework for e-commerce marketing. And lastly, we'll be going into how to put your e-commerce marketing strategy together and then to work. So first up, what is merchandising and why does it matter in marketing? Now, there's an image on the screen right now which kind of highlights this for visual aid. The best analogy I can give is window. Now, window shopping is the best way I can explain this. When you walk into a huge mall or shopping district, it's filled with dozens, if not hundreds of stores for you to go into. How do people decide which one to go into? Now, without realizing, it is your brain that scans the windows of these stores and makes that decision for you. After all, you probably wouldn't want to go into a store selling high-tech gadgets if you're shopping for shoes. However, many business owners don't realize that the exact same principle applies to your e-commerce brands and stores. Before a customer decides to order from your website, they're already window shopping through your marketing campaigns, your ads, your product pages, and they're determining whether you have what they're looking for. This is why knowing how to properly merchandise your store comes before you can create the e-commerce marketing plan. Nike, in fact, are some of the best at this because they show you the orange shoe on the display and on the websites and on the marketing, but they actually sell black the most. As in, they showcase their most colorful options at the windows and websites and so forth, but their best seller always tends to be the black version of that exact same shoe or silhouette. And when you merchandise your store effectively, you can figure out which products are the highest sellers, so you can position them at the forefront of your advertising, how many of your e-commerce sales come from special offers or promotions, and 3, whether your current marketing efforts are yielding the ROAS or return that you deserve and need. And as a bonus, you can then also understand the general online shopping habits of your target audience, allowing you to tailor your entire marketing strategy and the tools that you will then yield to meet their needs. Now, with that insight, you can start to craft a compelling story that puts the right products at the front of your store and of your website, driving more traffic, increasing sales, improving conversion, and most importantly, having a story that matches with the marketing and the ads that you put out. Now, chapter 2 of this is the 2 e-commerce growth strategies, picking the right path dependent on your goals. There's another image on the screen right now which highlights this to give you a little bit more visual aid. Here's a surprising truth that most marketing agencies fail to mention to their brands and clients. Not all revenue is created equal. And you must remember this. This means that where your e-commerce sales are generated has a huge impact on your ability to grow your business. To make this concept even simpler, we break the revenue down into 2 main categories: acquisition and retention. So before you decide which e-commerce marketing strategies are right for your brand, you need to look at your overall revenue goals and decide whether your focus should be on acquisition revenue, revenue generated from acquiring new customers, or retention revenue, revenue generated from returning customers. For a moment, let's take a look at these revenues in a little bit more detail. Now, acquisition revenue / new customer revenue focuses on bringing new potential customers to your business with paid marketing tools. Profit margins of this type type of revenue are typically much smaller in comparison to returning revenue. And on average, a healthy profit for acquisition revenue tends to be around 10 to 20%. Now, that doesn't mean that it isn't valuable to the long-term growth of your business, because ultimately with more new customers comes greater brand awareness, growth potential. So it's important to remember these things when calibrating your marketing efforts, your strategies, and calculating the margins that you want. Now, when you're a CPG business, for example, it's even more important because you need to make sure that new customers/orders are always on a healthy upward trend in general to ensure that you get the returning revenue come back and compound over time, which brings me on to the retention revenue or returning revenue. Now, in contrast, retention revenue comes from building customer loyalty with your target audience, which is why this type of revenue accounts for a much larger profit margin than usual comparison to new revenue. And for most e-commerce businesses, retention revenue has a profit margin of around 50%. That's also because this type of revenue doesn't have the same hefty cost per acquisition that it takes to generate revenue for new customers or new website visitors, which puts a lot less strain on your overall marketing budget. Now, whether you decide to focus on acquisition revenue, returning revenue, or a healthy combination of both is totally dependent on you and your unique business goals as a brand and as an owner. Either way, making a clear decision from step one is what you need to do to then create a winning marketing strategy for your brand. Chapter 3, how to create a framework for e-commerce marketing. Now, by this point in the video, you should know two very important things about your e-commerce brand: which products you should be focusing and pushing based on your merchandising results and strategy, what makes more sense to push based on the margins, where to focus on building your revenue, either through acquisition or retention or both. And from here, you can build a framework to create a winning e-commerce marketing strategy that drives traffic, increase sales, and help your brand grow. First, what we do is we look at the marketing channels that we can utilize to increase acquisition revenue. Now, the biggest one is paid media. If you're looking for a marketing path that takes the least amount of time to impact your business, paid media is definitely the place to start. Paid media includes marketing channels you place advertising on, like social media platforms and other outlets such as Facebook ads. We at AKM still believe, based on the spend that we've done over the last few years, that Facebook and Google ads continue to be the best at yielding marketing results for e-commerce brands, largely thanks to how mature their algorithms have become over the years. So suppose you're a brand currently doing less than 5 million a year in revenue. In that case, moving your marketing budget away from Facebook and Google and trying 10 different things is not necessarily a good path to success. In fact, one of our quarterly learnings from Q2 in 2024 has been that you can often get to 7 figures with just one channel alone. Now, just like other paid media options, Meta ads or Facebook ads follow 4 levers that take your potential customers through the buying process. Number 1 is your product. Based on your product merchandising, you've already decided which product is the best to advertise to your target market and the demographics you're trying to attract as a result of that. Number 2 is the landing pages. Next, you've created a conversion-driven landing page that your customers will arrive on after clicking your ad. Number 3 follows after with the offer. Once they're there, you'll offer them any final incentives to finish the checkout process, such as free shipping, buy one, get one free, and potential cross-selling opportunities. And finally, the creatives. As your ads continue to generate results, you can run A/B testing on your creatives to fine-tune the messaging and get the most out of those winning creatives that do the best. Now, for Google Ads, there are typically 2 types of adverts that you'll be wanting to utilize. Both types of ads use PPC, pay-per-click. There are 3 main types of campaigns every brand should be using on Google. Now, number 1 is branded ads. Now, the main purpose of these types of ads is mainly just to capture the lowest hanging fruit that you've already had from other advertising channels such as Meta, and also to make sure that you rank number 1 for your brand term. If somebody's searching for you, you should be there at the top, and that's exactly what branded search ads are. Number 2 is shopping ads. In contrast, Google Shopping is designed to encourage online sales. If you're looking for a quick way to boost your revenue, shopping ads are a fast and effective way to do it, especially once you optimize your feeds. And the last one is search ads. Now, these are paid ads displayed within Google search results, and businesses typically bid on different keywords, and if they win, their ad appears higher than the others and so forth based on the keywords that they're searching for. And this can then help potential customers who are actively looking for your products or your services to find you. There are a lot more types of ads, but the more you expand, the more ROAS typically tends to decrease. So make work of these first and then continue from there. As I said, one of our key learnings from Q2 is that fundamentals typically never change or should change. Now, after paid media, you have what is known as owned media. Now, owned media, which includes audiences that you have already had access to. Now, these audiences don't need to spend any more of your marketing budget to acquire. The most common types of this owned media tends to be email or SMS. To collect the information from your customers, make sure you definitely have something that entices people to give them your email or their SMS, because you then want to use it for returning customer gains. For example, doing 10% off their next order if they join your email list, which is a very, very popular one amongst pretty much every brand. From there, you can then set up email flows, making it fast and easy to manage and engage with loyal customers. Now, these are basically automated responses with attention-grabbing subject headlines that can be set up through segmentation based on where your customer came from and where they're at within your purchasing funnel. Now, typically a good email flow should have these 4 types of messaging. Number 1 is the welcome email. This is where you introduce to your customers your brand and offer them with a quick thank you for checking out your online store. Number 2 is browse abandonment for products, for customers who looked at products but didn't add them to your shopping cart. Now, emails like this are one very quick way to remind them of these items and recommend them something that they might like or cross-sell them. Number 3, and one of the most important ones, abandoned cart. If they did something, if they got to the stage of adding to cart but never checked out and left, you need to prompt them and follow up to make sure they go through with their purchase. Number 4, one step further, abandoning checkout. They were almost there, ready to enter their card details and press that buy button, but for some reason they didn't. A great way to remind people is through abandoned checkout. Number 5, non-purchaser follow-ups. When a customer never decides to complete their purchase, you can still follow up with them with a simple email, maybe asking for feedback on why they left or how can you make their experience a little bit better for the next time that they might shop. Not only do these flows help build good customer experience for your shoppers, but they also aid in the conversion rate optimization of your store and making sure that you get the most customers converting versus letting customers that were almost there slip and never come back. And as a result, your customer often lands on your store even if they can't buy something right away. So let's say that you have the customer who's interested in your product but doesn't have their credit card at the exact same moment. Now, situations like this are, for example, customers who are interested in buying your product, but maybe they're not at home. Maybe they don't have their credit card details ready to buy. So instead of spending more of your marketing budget on ads or Meta or Google or Facebook or TikTok and so forth, just simply sending a follow-up email is a very cost-effective way to remind them of your brand when they are ready to buy. Another email marketing tactic that you can use is an email campaign. Unlike automated email flows, campaigns are used to promote something specific, and these usually tie in with your marketing calendar. For example, we recently just passed July the 4th. There were a lot of campaigns and emails going out from brands specifying July 4th, the Independence Day, and giving people sales to then incentivize them to come back and buy during cultural moments. Now, ultimately, human beings love to hear good news, and they love it even more so when they're the first ones to know. So don't hold back on the number of messages you decide to send during your next email campaign within reason. You don't want to be spamming. Just as a bonus, some of the best ways to use email campaigns that we recommend as an agency include announcing new products, sharing an update about your brand, celebrating holidays and community events or cultural moments that relate to your brand, and finally offering exclusive sales and promotions to VIP customers. Now, next up is earned media, or more commonly known as organic growth, organic media, and growth over time. Now, where paid media and owned media offer a relatively quick payoff, earned media takes a bit more time to see the results from, something needing up to 6 months of work before you can really notice a change or difference. Now, that being said, earned media or organic growth is still essential to winning and executing your e-commerce marketing plan. And truly, we separate this type of marketing into 2 distinct categories. One being organic growth or SEO, so people Googling you on different search engines and finding you first. And the other one being organic social, so viral growth, organic growth, influencers, followers, and so forth, doing collaborations with other brands and people. Another bonus is affiliate marketing and partnerships. Now, suppose you've already utilized paid media, owned media, earned media / organic growth in your marketing plan, but you're still not seeing the acquisition revenue growth that you're after. In that case, affiliate marketing and brand partnerships can give you the extra leverage for selling your products. Here's a great example of affiliate marketing that we actually recently did. Now, one of our e-commerce brands sells coffees and teas, while another one sells specifically designed mugs. Now, by partnering these 2 up, they can share audience information like email lists and other customer data to increase their customer base. This also makes for a great cross-selling opportunity across social media platforms. And on the other hand, if you don't have a potential brand to partner with, you can also look into joining affiliate programs that are already out there for discount sites like Honey, Retail Me Not, and other popular online stores. Now, hopefully by now you're starting to understand the core concepts that you need to understand as a founder or operator within these e-commerce brands. And that brings us to the last step. How do you then put your e-commerce marketing strategy together? Now, with this framework that we do, you can easily create custom tailored e-commerce marketing strategies for your businesses, regardless of your current marketing budget. As a reminder, here's how to follow this process step by step. Now, step one, sell the right products. Using our easy to follow merchandising guide, which I already discussed, you can easily determine the product descriptions or the SKUs that have the highest return for your business. So then you know exactly what to market and then create your entire strategy around in terms of creatives, ads, emails, and so forth. Now, step two, and this is important because you need to identify your revenue goals. Whether you want to boost new customer revenue, grow returning revenue, which is more profitable, or a combination of both, which is most recommendable and the healthiest when trying to grow, understanding your long-term goals will help you to pick the right tactics for your mission. A great quick example of this is that when you're a CPG business, you need to be acquiring new customers constantly, because if you're not, what's going to happen is your business will end up shrinking. Returning customers don't last forever, and eventually your returning customers start to go down if your new customers are not being acquired. If you don't have new customers, you can't compound returning customers in the future with email, SMS, incentives, marketing calendar peaks, and so forth to then get them to come back and buy. So eventually, if you're only relying on returning customer growth, your business will shrink and die off. And then you have to go and start all over again by acquiring customers at a loss, most likely, or at a very unprofitable desired CPA to then make it back, which is a position as a business you don't want to be in. We've seen it, and trust me, you don't want to be there. Now, step three, picking the right tactics that you need to win. From boosting your organic presence, such as SEO results, to partnering with influencers and other brands, there's no shortage of marketing tactics that e-commerce brands can't use to their advantage. And if you need some extra help putting together the winning strategy for your brand, then just connect with our team today and we'll try guide you with a very in-depth audit on which direction we think you should be going. And that concludes this video. If you got something new out of this and changed your mindset or approach to scaling your brand, then let us know in the comments. If you have any questions on things that you are unsure about, let me know in the comments and we'll do our best to help you answer it. And if you like this video, then make sure to go ahead and share it so that more people can start scaling today. My name is Arsalan and I will see you on the next video.